Good morning, everyone. Welcome to it is a Friday, 11th of March,
Believe it or not, believe it or
2022.
not, days are going.
We are
Yep,
we are here. We see a lot of person in the lineup waiting this
fired up,
morning. Fired
fired
up,
up.
Beatrice, Gavin, Peggy, Chevon,
Beatrice always fired up.
Guyanese, Brown Sugar. We hear you. We hear you.
Guyanese brown sugar, we love you. We love the brown sugar always.
Oh my goodness. I see Jen Jones there this morning. Good morning to you. We have quite a few persons that are actually
Yeah,
hashtag
quite
new yesterday.
quite a few special people. How nice.
Paulette Hicks, good morning to you, Paulette, and all you folks out there.
Yep, yep.
You know the drill. Let us
Yep.
know where you're joining from.
Is it
Share.
Gyn Jones? GYN. How's that pronounced? GYN Jones.
I
Yep.
just said-
Samoa
I
Williams
said
is here as well
Jen-
too. Teresa Isaacs, Grimzandi is here too. Robert Pops Archer is here. Yep. Tanika. Is it Barker? Barker indeed. Vashti
Yes.
as usual. Vashti, Magnot, and Rupert from Waterloo, Canada. Samoa Williams, as we said. Polly Ann Schultz is here as well. Good to see you. Travosa Williams. Good to see you, Travosa.
I'm seeing West
Always
Side,
here.
Best Side, but I cannot make out the name. That person joining from YouTube. Good morning to the folks joining from
Marie
West Side.
Chichester is here too. Marie Chichester Paul. Yep. Good to have all you folks here with us today. Good to have all of you people.
So good morning to you, Diane. Also, like folks, we continue to tell you, let us know how your morning is keeping. And as you join, before you do anything else, make sure you share the stream so that everyone else can have the information. I see Niagara Falls again in the house. I think this person probably
Stay dry. Stay dry over there.
Lyndon in the house, Sheldon, Fraser this morning, shared your born town.
Yeah, my born town indeed.
Home.
Respect and manners to all the Londoners in the house.
And Marcus Johnson, good morning to you, Marcus. I hope you had a good night's rest. Everyone, it's Friday, TGIF.
Yes.
So we have, like I said yesterday, I hope you guys had a good night's rest and that you're out to be productive today. Not because it's Friday, you're going to start, skylarking, as we say.
Don't be like us. Don't be like us. We start skylarking early.
So Doreen is joining us from Delaware this morning. So good morning to you.
Doreen from Delaware. I like the song of that. How's Delaware? How is Delaware? One of my favorite places. Never been there.
I was about to ask.
That's one of my favorite places that I want to go to.
Carl Fordyce, of course, is joining us from Trinidad. Carl, I'm hoping that you keep the Trinidad audience engaged and you do your part and share to the folks over there. Queens in the house, of course. We see Beatrice
Kings
always
too.
there.
Kings and queens.
Yeah.
It's only our members they shout out Kings.
Yeah. Let me say.
It's from Queens. It's from Queens in the US. I know.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Kings here too.
So Harry Turan is already saying that bus fare raise in Barbies from $100 to $160. Thank you for that bit already.
Yeah, about that too. Persons feeling the pinch.
Yep.
Feeling the pinch out there. Yep.
So when we keep speaking about what is happening in Ukraine between Russia and Ukraine, you guys understand that it has a direct impact to you directly. So never believe that, that's far away. It doesn't impact us. Yes, it does. All of those things impact you.
Yeah.
And there you have it. A whole $60 extra for you to get the bus to go where you're going.
Plenty. If the dollar raise is still a lot because it adds up over time. And we've seen the gas price took a big jump recently.
Well, that's what's going on. I think as we go through the morning paper, Sherrod, I'm going to let Sherrod start us off this morning with the morning papers. Go ahead, Sherrod.
Yeah, morning papers. That being said, somebody very, very dear to us, one of our favorite viewers, one of our favorite fans, perhaps watching us right now. If you're watching, favorite fan and viewer, put a comment there, folks. As you come on, share the live stream, smash the emoji button. But as we start, one of our viewers like you brought us a copy of the New York Times, and we're so privileged. We got a copy of the New York Times.
We actually have a copy of of yesterday's papers also.
So if you guys are coming home, if you guys are coming this side of the world, bring us a copy of the paper wherever you're from. If you're coming from China, we want a copy of the paper too. Bring us a copy of the paper wherever you're coming from. That will help us to keep abreast. We want to stay informed what's happening around the world. And I love, even though we can get the New York Times online, we understand that. We love the physical paper. There's something about the physical newspaper, the layout, the feel of it and all of that. a beautiful copy of the New
Shared
York
old
Times.
school.
Very old school like that. I can be drinking my coffee, listening later on, and
Mine in New York business.
minding the business in New York. Right? So good to have each and every one of you there, guys. And if you want to surprise us with some partnership and the newspaper. So good to have all of you guys here with us this morning. Again, smash the emoji button for us and share that live stream. Share. Do us a favor.
Well, as we were discussing, we were just discussing the hike in the bus fare, as the guy was pointing out there in Barbies. And we brought in the morning papers, and one of the things that I noticed.
Thank you, Warren, for the morning papers. Warren.
So, yeah, good morning, Warren. I see Warren online.
Present. Warren's the president. Thank you, Warren.
Warren's present.
Yeah,
so,
and welcome home.
So, but as it was being discussed there, we see the business extract from the New York Times is it's actually saying that is on the front of that says war.
Well, I feel executive. Let me just say, I feel executive that we can just say, oh, according to the New York Times, it's right here. That's how we want to roll, folks. That's how we want to roll.
But it goes to say war's economic fallout, skyrocketing gas prices and volatile markets. And this is basically global.
And you're reading from the New York Times. Thanks to
Sharon,
Warren.
and thanks to Warren, we're seeing it right here.
Wow.
We have it in hand. So it's good to have these bits of information. And like Sharon is saying, it's an art form that needs to be preserved.
Yes, we love it.
So
love the morning.
Once persons are coming, like Sharon said, you can bring us a copy of whatever paper.
Whatever paper. Wherever around the world you're joining us from, you're coming from, bring us a copy of the paper from there. Right?
Yes.
Yep. Folks send us recently to some copies of some of the newspapers from Barbados, and we're so grateful for that too. Deborah and Warren are our new heroes. Thank you, Deborah, and thank you, Warren.
Guys, you gotta up it a notch. Share this calling
up it a notch. But some other things making the morning papers too.
Well, we can see the front page of one of the papers here right about now. Barbies rice farmer clashed with police as protest action
against. We're bringing some of that to you.
Low paddy prices intensifies. A very, very disturbing footage I see coming out from online circulating rather. So we're gonna look at that in depth a little bit.
And as you said that, other issues making the morning papers, I'm watching the one that says, President charges police force to up its game. We can talk a little bit about that too. President charges the police force to up its game. That's another issue.
And of course, we have it here. One of the morning papers, the PUB had to honor promise to release list of beneficial owners of oil blocks.
Mm-hmm.
So there
you're not honoring promises. Wow, what a surprise there.
Well, this is coming from.
I'm shocked.
This is coming from the newspapers. I must say, this is not coming from us. You're reading the headlines.
Yeah, the parish people, the people not honoring promises. Wow, I'm shocked. How shall we survive? How shall we go forward?
So it also says there are security guards to help police fight crime, and citizens wary about their lack of training and professionalism.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow.
Guys, it's a lot. It's a lot.
The paper I'm watching on here says, lone survivor of sunken Noble House vessel breaks silence. Lone survivor. And we got a lot to see, a lot to discuss on this. You're going to want to stay locked in, stay locked, and loaded, fired up, ready to go, ready to hit the ground, running as well. Share the live stream for us and smash the emoji button, folks. These are just some of the things making the morning papers from around the world, folks. So as Rich was pointing out, reading from the New York Times. Thanks to Warren. Respect and manners, please and thank you. Respect and manners, Warren.
I don't think
Crystal Grant, hold on. Beg your pardon. Crystal Grant is joining us from New York. Crystal, good to see you. Crystal Grant Richards, I beg your pardon, the lady gets spot, Chigana.
I'm sorry.
Please and thank you.
I'm still waiting.
Hold on. Thing there. Let me send you the program. Affiliate in the ring. Thing there. You don't worry, my sister. Thing there.
Okay. It's I was just looking at Sharon. Actually, I was reminding persons to share the live stream, and as you reminded persons, I am missing the action that goes along with the share. Like I don't understand. It's because it's Friday. You're not up.
Share. Smash the emoji button. Smash.
Guys, we try to hype you up in the morning as much as possible. We want you to go there and have.
I ready. Those who joined in the ring last night, you see the man in the pool. I really like the man. I'm ready.
He was not
The
ready.
man was ready. The
He
man was
was
ready.
not
The man
ready.
was so into that. So into that dance last night.
It's
So into
not
that
fair to the
music.
person that
He
didn't
was
see that
there.
video,
He
but
was there.
we're not gonna do that this morning.
We can look at it again. Maybe, maybe, maybe.
Maybe.
That being said, folks, these are some of the issues making the morning papers, as we said, from the business pages of the Times, the economic, the economic fallout, the worst economic fallout from the New York Times, folks. Live and direct. I beg your pardon. If you are looking for bringing two papers for y'all, we sorry. That's how we roll here. That's how we roll. Antonio Supnandan, good to see you. Veronica Primo Wallen says, I'm watching. We see the eyes there, Veronica. What is our fan's name? Parushram Kishore, is it right? Parashram, Kishore, Cecile Ogle, Sharon McKenzie.
I think Kishore is saying I think some comments he would like to have read, but I haven't seen the comments, so we haven't
Antonio
gotten that.
Supnan is joining us all the way from Canada. A lot of Canadians here, man. A lot of Canadians are here, and we are so grateful for that. I don't like how this thing blocking this paper.
Listen, Sharon's going to read every word in that paper,
yes, we can read
Warren.
every
So
word.
you have
We're
no
gonna read every
idea.
word.
Every word.
Yeah. Thanks again, Warren. What else do we have happening? I think we are on to the morning trend. Have we gone to that part of the program? Okay.
Yeah, we can
What's
go.
trending? What's
Actually,
trending? What's in the
I
morning
think
trend?
we should go on to the morning trend this morning, and I feel
What's trending?
living the dream, Sharon. As we look around the world, what is going on? Let's look at living the dream because we have and I think the guys are asking us to just hold a bit
Set aside, you know.
on that. The guys are asking us.
The set aside. The set aside. Share. They say
Share.
you guys need to share. Right? That's it. That's what they are. The control telling us, and you gotta smash. Smash the emoji button. Smash the emoji button there.
Oh my goodness. So as we can we move forward now?
I think we can.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. So when we're looking at the international news, one of the things that caught our eyes this morning actually was from CNN Travel. CNN Travel is actually bringing some attention to a group of guys that bought a Caribbean island to
Wow.
start their own country.
I'm a bucket list. Buying an island.
to
Buying an island.
to start their own country. So if the guys can actually pull that up for us, we see a group of guys. I don't think I'm seeing the group of guys.
That took a while. Okay.
Yes.
You paid our bill for the month?
So a group of guys actually bought a Caribbean island to start their own country, as it said there. So they actually started a fund, a public fund to buy this, and I think it's in just a few months they raised like 250,000 US dollars with the public funding this idea for them to buy an island to start their own country. So you know,
I like that kind of adventure.
so it's really strange. So they have this plan to have their own flag and everything, but obviously it doesn't fit in with the international guidelines and standards as yet. So we don't know where this is going.
Yeah.
But and it's interesting to see that a group could just come together and decide that they want to buy an island.
I'm sure.
I think they're calling it Islandia. Islandia is the correct
I'm
name
sure
there.
there are people living in a place where they got some leaders like us.
Right.
You know, like we have here, I want more country right now.
Right.
Give me a little 2x4 piece of land. I think I want more country too.
But what is interesting is the fact that you have so many persons out there that actually wanted to fund that, like 250,000
People
US,
trying to
couple of
escape
months
the madness.
to for them to fund. I think the idea of having a space that is separated from all of the craziness that is going on
People
is
looking for their own
intriguing.
utopia. You know.
Yes.
I don't mind being part of that. You know. I don't mind.
Cher doesn't mind being part of that at all.
No.
So when we're
I'm
out
lying
here,
for you every day from
when we're out here doing all
Islandia.
sorts of stuff, persons out there buying islands,
that's
trying to form their own country and all of that. So that's what's going on there this morning, guys.
Internationally,
Internationally, well, coming closer to home, we must come closer to home very, very early this morning, and
just like Warren, he's right at home this morning.
And right at home, we go straight into what I cannot remember the individual name from Borbis was relating to when it comes to the transportation providers malls fare increase. after the hike in gas prices. And there you have it, folks.
Much smoother this time, guys. This one in take long to load.
Much smoother, but as we've been discussing, generally we have the with all that is going on and taking it out again, and like Sherry just said, taking it out of the out of the times this morning.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that is international, and we expect it to get worse as we go along.
Yep,
Right?
yep. I
So
don't know why I keep blocking the name of this paper, Sandy.
I don't know why I keep blocking the name of Sherry's paper.
I try to read the thing here, the Russian. Right there.
Guys, as we've been saying, persons that continue to just ask that you, if you are increasing the prices in transportation costs, be it taxi, via bus, or so forth, just drop us a comment to let us know what's going on, whatever part of Guyana you are joining us from. Let us know what you're experiencing there. Let us have a clearer understanding as we track the impact of the ordinary man and woman in the street, because yes, you're seeing out there how it is affecting economies altogether on a global level, but we want to know how it's affecting you. How are you feeling the squeeze of the increase in prices based on what is going on in between Russia and Ukraine?
Yeah. And again, the prices are going up.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people commenting on social media, and as Guyanese, we always find innovative ways to get around these things. We've been suffering a long time, struggling a long time. People find a way.
Yep.
People find a way. People earn some very meager salaries like us, and they find a way. We got to find a way, and that's the innovativeness of Guyanese people in general. But that being said, there was the annual police officers conference yesterday.
Yes, we spoke about that.
There wasn't any real news generated from it, where the chaplain chaplain of the Guyana Police Force is concerned. We know last year the man had a fiery prayer that caused a lot of people anxiety and emotional distress and caused him to be fired after that. And then Irfan stepped in, Irfan Ali, and the president of Guyana. Some people say he's installed like us, and then some people think he was duly elected. But that being said, don't let me get distracted.
The courts are to decide on that.
He asked for him to be for the dismissal to be rescinded, and it was. But outside of that, one of the noteworthy things is what Irfan Ali said about the police force and their professionalism and the direction they should be heading in. And I think we have a little bit of this picking it up from our affiliate credible sources.
Striving for a police force which embrace professionalism. There can be no place for brute force and ignorance in policing. It is also unacceptable for the police to be rude and ill-mannered to the public.
Yeah, that was Irfan Ali talking about the police force not being so brutal, changing their ways, as it were. And while that was happening, just up the road, wrong side, current by the back street, the rice farmers were protesting, and the message hadn't gotten to them as yet, because the guys were protesting for what they call some monies that are owed to them. They say the rice being sold for $70,000 per ton, the paddy, and then the millers want to give them only $65,000 per ton. And so they said they want what the rice is worth, what the paddy is worth, folks. And the police weren't having it. Those guys decided to protest, the rice farmers. They blocked some roads and so on. And the police weren't having it. They didn't get the message from Irfan though. They didn't get it. Right? So Irfan right down the road, talking about how police should be conducting themselves, and right up the street. Police different. Take a look, folks.
Got the rice price drop on a bit, and we go last on a bit packet. So that we say I want the president or for hear something. All I have to call the minister coming because I got to get something done.
50,000. That's no money to talk about. There's not no money. And if the rice farmer that come tools, not for punish our road up there. Because not for education, I would have black bush for give you $2 when the day up.
Yeah, welcome back to FYI. And so there you have it. Irfan Ali talking about how the police should be conducting themselves. And then right up the street, the police clearly not listening. We had some of the rights farmers giving their views, and then the police seem to be out in their numbers, doing their thing as per normal, just doing their thing, you know. And for those of you who what Irfan said flew past you very quickly, take it and listen. Take it and listen.
Striving for a police force which embrace professionalism. There can be no place for brute force and ignorance in policing. It is also unacceptable for the police to be rude and ill-mannered to the public.
Yep, there you have it.
That's how it has been going on. That's how it's been unfolding. And I dare say, you look at the actions there. Every person have a right to protest.
Yeah.
That is your right as a citizen. You are dissatisfied, you can go out there, you can protest. But then I think that there's that display there shows a whole lack of training when it comes to how to handle protesters in that situation altogether.
I just want to say to the police, and we got some really upstanding police, men and women,
many
very professional. Then you got some. But that being said, let's listen to Irfan 1 or 2 times, please.
Yeah, yeah, that's what
you
they
can't get
should
the president
do.
out there looking thin, right? Can't get the president out here looking thin at all.
Okay. So, with that said, I've also talks made by Irfan Ali yesterday at that opening. He spoke to the fact that smart technology-driven police force to fight crime, basically.
Yeah.
Right. So there he was yesterday speaking about smart city and technology, and he's talking about it's a driven police force for crime prevention. But my thing is, I've listened to a lot of what was said and so forth. But folks, I just want to remind persons out there where this whole conversation about the use of technology, especially when it comes to smart city, when that all started, because I'm seeing it being headlines as though this is something new and innovative. But this is a project that was worked on extensively.
A continuing project.
Extensively over the years. I know Cameras Ramsden in particular did extensive work with that all together. So what I can say, it is good that it is being continued by this administration, because most definitely the use of technology is going to be something that we all benefit from when it comes to crime fighting and all of that all together. I mean, we made a reference to the use of technology when it comes to more developed country, how they can easily track and detain persons for various crime, no matter how big or small it is.
Yeah, and they're doing 1 or 2 things right, like continuing this project from the previous administration. And as we're talking about technology, we know technology is really advancing, and some of the vehicles we're seeing on the roads locally don't even need fuel, in the traditional sense of fossil fuel. But some of them, like these electric bikes, they're very pervasive. They're ubiquitous. Everywhere you go, you see one of these electric scooters now these days. And what is really needed, another direction that the administration could be heading in, is regulation for these electric bikes. And we're being told that that might be imminent.
Well, most definitely, we were saying that regulations for the electric bike will be imminent. And it's the liberty with we're taking this out of one of the online news. It's the liberty with which electric bikes are bought and used in Guyana could soon be restricted with the introduction of regulation by relevant agencies. And most definitely, I must say that this is a direction that we need to go in, because we have seen the use of such on the roadways, and we need to do everything in our power to make sure we safeguard the roadways with the use of these. And especially when it comes to the fact that those, I believe that there are no requirements for helmet being used on those bikes, and I see a lot of persons out there with children and basically not being safe.
On our roads, you need helmet and a lot more protection. Not only helmet.
Yep.
But that's what's happening on that front. And then coming up this weekend, you have the Dharmic Sabbath. They have the Pagwa Mela.
Yes, and I know that a lot of persons, when it comes to cultural activity in this country, we all play Pagwa all together. Sharon, I'm sure that you'll be now there.
Every year,
Pagwa, right?
I like play Pagwa. Lovely time of year. So we have all the lights and so on.
It is a very lovely time of year, but there's no lights, Sharon. So we're sure. Listen, folks. Sometimes I swear Sheriff Wilfley says these things. And he says that he looks at me like all the lights.
All of the lights and so on.
That's
Lovely,
the
lovely time of year, folks. I'm looking forward to that Saturday.
colors.
Lights have colors. All of the lights. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it, folks. Looking forward to it. Lovely time of year. Lovely. So that's what's happening on the weekend, folks.
So folks that's going to
Yeah.
engage in that, encouraging persons like we've been admonishing you, COVID is still out there and so forth. You have to be safe in your activity and participation in such activities.
Yeah, but this other issue that we have on the morning trend was quite fascinating to us. A local logistics company raises
Yes,
bars
oh
with
my
international
gosh.
anti-bribery certification. I was wondering, how do you get this? How do you get an anti-bribery certification?
Wow,
This is interesting to me.
Well, I am.
Anti-bribery certification.
Well, I am always excited, happy to see that company all together out there doing what they're doing. I don't know I don't know, and I can't speak to what persons actually have to do to get that certificate.
Anti-bribery. What does the
But-
government do to get this here?
Well, I was coming.
Get the
I
anti-bribery
was
certification.
coming to that.
We need to expand this program.
It sets a benchmark for the administration
Yes, to
right
get its
about
own
now.
anti-bribery certification.
That's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. It's a
But-
big certificate. Two people there will love this certificate. Guys, can we see that again? It look heavy too. There's a lot of work you gotta do to get this certificate.
Oh
Huh?
my goodness.
Look at the size of this one. It's huge. It's a big certificate, right?
Anti-bribery.
Anti-bribery certification. Interesting.
proper-
International anti-bribery certificate, right? This local logistics company, Custom Brokerage Inc. And kudos to them. Kudos to them.
Most definitely, kudos to that company for receiving that certificate, and we encourage that other persons,
Yeah.
other companies can follow suit and actually go ahead. Do the research. Find out, ask a friend, tell a friend, how do you get this
Yeah,
certificate?
anti-bribery certification. Remember at the PS Sharon Hicks? This is going to be a course, a recommended course. Anti-bribery certification. Yep.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
certified now. I ain't taking bribes. Yeah, moving on.
Moving along.
Moving on.
Congrats to you guys for that.
Yeah.
Moving along. We have the National AIDS Program. Is
Not
actually
interesting one.
very interesting because today we were picking up out of one of the daily newspapers that the National AIDS Program is counseling a married couple that was involved in that Facebook feud. Basically,
Yeah, the wife went live because
she was livid.
the side chick posted the woman's husband on her Facebook profile.
Yes.
Was bold and brazen. It is alleged.
It is
the
alleged.
side chick posted the husband of the lady, and the woman came on Facebook Live and was livid. She was angry, and she said some things there concerning their medical health and so forth that the other woman should be concerned about. And so we bring it to us, and as Julia told you guys, that the National AIDS Program has now stepped in and they're counseling the couple.
Yeah, but that
Take your medication and live long, the woman said.
that's what she said, and most definitely it was. I look at the video and you can see that there was the person there. She was very emotional, was very hurt person
Sensitive
altogether.
issue, very sensitive.
So because of the sensitivity of it, kudos to the persons there at the National AIDS Program that is conducting that counseling, a much needed counseling, I must say, and we're glad it's going in that direction.
We are, Trita.
Right.
Very glad. Our person of interest this morning.
Yes, I like
Our
this one.
person of interest. Folks, our person of interest is none other than, this is a Lance Corporal in the GDF, Mr. Wilson. Right? Mr. Wilson. And Corporal Wilson just recently was very, very instrumental in delivering a baby in one of the far from recesses of our country. He was very, very instrumental, and we really want to say to Corporal Wilson, respect and manners. That's how we check in here. Respect and manners to him. And in just a second, if I can just find my notes, the guys tell me have this ready as I come on, but I don't like here. Sometimes it's Friday, so I get a little old way as the week wears on. And Corporal Wilson did a fantastic thing. He's part of the GDF, doing these kinds of missions ever so often when called upon. The only thing these GDF guys, they're in the what do you call it? they're Ankoko blocking bullets.
Well,
No,
actually, they're not.
They are actually doing some very, very productive and progressive things. And yes, this is GDF Force Medic Corporal Littleton Wilson. I have the name right. Littleton Wilson, and this baby was born at Kaikan Health Post.
Nice.
A businessman in the community realized that a Venezuelan national was in labor distress and stepped in there to help and called for help. The Ghana Defense Force responded, and Corporal Littleton Wilson responded. He said he was a little nervous at first, right? And then he realized the woman was in real pain and had to step into help.
Well, kudos to him, and I must say that when it comes to those specific matters, those deliveries, and so I've seen a lot more in circulation. And he was a little lucky that he had this medical outpost to actually do that in, and because a lot of times when the GDF medical officers step in, sometimes it's in the vehicle, in the boat, just on the road altogether, and they have been doing a phenomenal job. So
respect and manners to Corporal Wilson. I was telling our viewers last night, because we picked up on this story in our affiliate program In the Ring, and I was telling them that this whole concept of we having a baby, it came into sharp focus when he said he saw the distress the woman was in, and he was nervous, but he quickly remembered his training and that stepped in. I remember when my wife was giving birth to my last son, Sinzane, I was allowed to go into the birthing room. I'm happy they have kind of renamed. We used to call it the labor. Labor something.
Delivery room.
Delivery room. Now it's the birthing room. I like that concept of new life coming into the world. This special room, and they allow me as the husband to come into the room. And when I saw my son, little big head coming out there, I said, "This is my child." Well, I realized when I saw the agony, because at one point my wife was really under some stress there, and they had her standing up, and the nurses were really cheering her. It was a lovely experience. Then when I saw that head popping out there, I said, "We not having a baby, Zugio." I saw that pain there. I love the concept of we having a baby, man and wife, and so on. But really, it's the woman having this child.
The woman is
I was very supportive.
The woman is birthing
many
the
late
child.
night runs with all kind of fancy foods and so on, and women really, really emotional around this time.
Most definitely, women are usually emotional during pregnancy altogether.
So I try to be as supportive as I can in my own limited capacity. But that morning, that was totally her. Totally her there. And I want to say again to this medic, I know that's not an easy experience, having witnessed it up close and personal, seeing my wife, so very different. Very different. Respect and manners to Corporal Littleton Wilson.
And best wishes to the mommy and new baby.
Yes, yeah. And the Ghana Defense Force doing amazing stuff. We don't always get to see it, but this is just part of the public service that they provide. As I said, they're not always by Ankoko, blocking bullets and so on, defending our territorial integrity, but they do good work. Good job, GDF, and good job, Medic Corporal Littleton. Folks, we head into our biggest issue today. We invite you to share the live stream and smash the emoji button. Charity will come out with a share like this.
Very dignified.
The big issue is what really happened to these fishermen. What really happened to the technician just now? What really happened to the fishermen? Right? These 3 missing fishermen. What happened to them? That is the big question that is being raised here. As you know, these fishermen, I think I want to call their names so that you guys are familiar with it. I want to call their names. And it's there are Harold Damon and let me get it clear. Yeah, Harold Damon, Ronald Burton, and Winston Sam are the fishermen who are from Noble House Seafood. Am I calling it right?
Noble House Seafood
Correct.
and Fishing Vessel.
They are from that establishment, and they went missing. They were reported missing on the 19th. And folks, as we get more of this story, it's the more intricate, bizarre, fanciful it gets. And we want to give you some coverage from 3 angles. We sat down on our podcast yesterday. Our podcast, not the name, it's not yesterday, but it took place yesterday. Below the Belt, that podcast, every midday we run from 12 and we talk to a variety of people. Today we have a fascinating program as well. But yesterday we spoke to some of the family members of the three missing fishermen. We spoke with the wife rather, of Mr. Harold Damon and Ponsabel Beckles Damon. We spoke with her, and we spoke with the daughter of Mr. Let me get it right, Ronald Burton, and she is Claudine Welch. We spoke to her as well, and then so we have that angle, and then Gordon Mosley, Big Uncle Gordon Mosley, with News Source, a very, very good news entity, also credible source. He interviewed the lone survivor. Let me get his name right. Vincent Dazel. He interviewed Vincent Dazel, and coming out of that, Minister One Edgel, who name get called? Edgel, your name getting called, boy. Your name getting called. He responded to Mr. Dazel's interview by Gordon Mosley. So let's pick it up, folks, from our interview, our initial interview, because it seems as though we got the ball rolling, and from there, this issue is now back front and center. It's on all the newspapers covers locally this morning. Front and center. Let's pick it up from our interview, where the daughter and wife of one of the fishermen and another one narrate for us what they've heard and what they think transpired. Take a listen, folks.
I'm a working daughter.
Oh, go right ahead, Claudia.
I work on sea for the next 5
folks,
years.
members of the public, this is the crew member, the one of the three crew members was Mr. Ronald Burton, and Claudia, as she said, is his daughter.
Yes.
Right ahead, Claudia.
Yeah, he worked over 6 or something years on sea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he left to go to sea on a Sunday, this 19th. No, the 19th is when we get the report.
The 19th of February.
The boat sank.
Mm-hmm.
My family, my mother, my brothers, and everybody, we went to Noble House. And they have no knowledge about that, the sea as yet. They didn't tell nobody that's how this boat sank, or nobody knows. On Sunday, on the 20th, we went to make a report at the Agricola Public Road Police Station.
Mm-hmm.
And there's where they pick up the boy that survived in the accident.
Mm-hmm.
in the boat and so. We looking for our loved one up to now. And there is just everywhere we go to a meeting, it's everybody got the same message. Everybody got the same message.
Which is
you
what,
understand?
Claudia?
It's real heartrending. I didn't hear that.
No, I'm asking you. You're saying everybody has the same message. So I'm asking you, which is what? What is the message?
We went to the Minister of Fisheries.
Mm-hmm. Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries. Yeah.
Agriculture and Fisheries.
Zulfikar Mustafa.
We went to Mr. Rosenben.
Mm-hmm. Minister of Home Affairs.
Transport and Harbor. You understand? This thing is not about money. This thing is about our loved one. We just want to see him. If he's dead or what, we just want to see what really go on. But there is nothing there. They said a searching. You know, on the forest searcher went out. My brothers went out there with the search, and they were so sick when they come in back, so they didn't go on the rest of the days. But if my brothers, them, and everybody, somebody from the families, them went there, then we would know if there was a search, right? They said the searching, you understand? And they can't find this boat. And it's time for the search call off. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Me mother can't talk. Me mother doing it. She just sit down and just staring. You understand? And it's hard for we as the eldest of 10 children. You understand? I got me mother, me rest of brothers them. A lot of family. You know, it's real hard when everybody comes out to give you your sympathy and these things like that. Real thing, you know. But who feels it knows it. You understand?
Yeah. And you guys have been looking for information. You want to know precisely what happened. You're hearing about a boat wreck, a shipwreck. You're hearing all sorts of information. And these men worked for all intents and purposes for Noble House. What has been your interaction with Noble House like? What have they been saying? Because you said initially that they didn't even know when you approached them of the men being missing. What are they saying now?
So they tell how they don't know nothing about that, right? So how we all know, we on the road know. And when we go for the boy said that he cannot come with us. So he cannot go with the police because he got to wait on his boss man. So I said, where is your boss man? Your boss man supposed to be the captain. He said, no. Only for the police. And he continues telling us a set of different things. He said that I gonna find my father. They're gonna find my father, but they're not gonna find the rest. And then now it's different statement, different things he's telling, you know.
And this is the survivor.
So which we just, yes.
What is
we're
his
not
name?
gonna stop. We're gonna what's his name? The survivor.
Vincent Basil.
Winston Bovell. This is the guy who survived.
Yeah,
Vincent Basil. Known as FYI. Vincent Basil.
What is the first name? I'm not hearing clearly. Apologies.
Vincent
Bovell. Vincent Bovell is the survivor.
Vincent Basil.
So, and he has been giving a lot of contradictory statements.
Yes.
To us, because he told each and every family a different story of how he come to be rescued and he come to survive. And you know, when you start, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm a very fair person. When I first heard our eldest came in and was banging on the door in the night, that's the 19th of February, the Saturday night, and was after 7, almost 8, I believe, and banging on the door, and I want to know who's banging on the door. So somebody, I can't remember who at that time, went to open the door, and as soon as he came in, he said his father died. I said, what did his father die? He said the boat sank, and his father here, the boat sank, and his father died. Wrong about
Punchabel, where would he have gotten that information from?
Correct. My husband's sister. My husband's sister. Some guy, I don't know who's the guy up to now, called her cell phone and told her of the incident. So when she heard it, she came down the road and she came to her father. And the father and my son, our eldest and all that, was out there. So when she was telling her father, my son heard and he came in, and that's how he came to tell me and other siblings and so. And I want to say this here. The thing is, around after 10, 11, before I say that, our eldest, my husband's sister, his father, brother, the Welch family, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, person from the Sam family, they went to Noble House, because remember now everybody hear this message. So everybody went to Noble House. I wasn't there, I was home. They went to Noble House and they go to find out what is going on, because this is what they heard. Thing is, Noble House, they were informed that these family members were out there concerning this incident. They did not come out to them at a set time. That's what the family were saying. They had to actually throw a tantrum, misbehave, in order to get the attention. Richard, the fleet manager, he came out along with some other guy. I don't know who's the other guy. Came out to them at the gate. They asked him, and I heard he speak in a very low tone of voice, appears to be very nervous. Because when my son told him, I'm the captain's son, he appears to be in a very low tone of voice, very nervous, and speaking quietly. Now, people are asking about the loved ones, and you're speaking quietly. They said how they have learned about this incident the night You heard Miss Welch could say that they said they didn't hear anything. Well, they said how they heard about the incident the night and they reported it, of which that comes to be not true. Anyway, from their numbers exchange, that's how I got Richard's number. I called him even to then. I wasn't called or anything. I called him. I asked him concerning the incident. He said they heard of it the night, and they went and they make report, call some Martine, and they make report. We asking them where and all that. Said the room felt and all this. All right. Same night, around about 10 minutes to 11, we were about to go to the station to make a report of what we heard. Because the supposed survivor coming through, right? We all gathered to him under the shed, and he turned in his face, he said to us, we asked him what happened.
Yep.
Well, a lot.
Very interesting.
A lot being said there, and one thing that we can all agree on, and we've been following in the comment section, also persons listening could that's saying, a lot of things doesn't add up all together, and the more you listen and the more information that's coming out, the more bizarre the story gets all together. And in addition to that, we like to bring, when we bring the information, we just bring it from all angles. And one of the things that we that's circulating there right now, like Sherrod said a bit earlier, that news source actually did an exclusive with the lone survivor of that tragedy, Vincent Dazel. And we have a bit of footage from that interview that was done by Gordon Mosley, and we'd like to bring that to you because the more information we get, the more context could be given to this tragedy altogether.
Interesting. Take
Very
a listen.
much so.
Take a look.
We retired to bed around minutes to 3. And we were scheduled to pick up at 6:30. And the captain called us at 10 minutes before 6. And he called me by my call name. Just called me Fried Rice, right? And he said, come and see what's going on at the back. When I go, the stern, the boat was already low in the water. Very, very low. The boat was taking a set of water. I opened the ice hole. The ice hole was, it's got some beam boards, it was all over the place, water take over the ice hole. I checked the engine room. The gearbox was covered with water. My response was that I said, Anthony does his car name. This boat is in bad shape. And I tell the guys that just put on our life jackets. Right? We did that. Then the captain picked up the VHF in my radio and called Noble House. And his words was that he called the name of the boat 307. This boat taking in water and it going down. During the time, the communication cut off. Right? During the time the water, the boat just keep going down all the time. Right? So he said, man, Lee gonna see if he get his phone to call the guy that is take the reports in the morning. And with that, the boat went down. We don't know if Noble House get on back to us as they claim. They said they was trying to get on back to us, but our communication shut down. When the boat went down, it go down by the stern, right? And it turned on the port side of the boat, where the other two guys, Barton and Sam, was on that side on the door leading towards the wheelhouse. I was on the opposite side, we call the starboard side, right? So when the boat go down and turn, and as I said before, the captain went to retrieve his phone. I don't know if he make it out the boat or not because the boat go down at a moment, right? And while the boat going down, I saw a life raft. And I held on to that, and I went down. When I raised it back, all I see around me was the fishing tub, the baskets, and so on and so forth. No boat, none of the crewmen was nowhere around me. And I started to say my prayers and so on and so forth, and I was in the water for about 4 or 5 minutes. I didn't have too long, Mr. Mosley, because my hand don't start from up and thing. And little after I see a small boat come, and they asked me if I could make it. I said no, and they pulled me up in the boat. I was blackout momentarily, they know for how long, right? When I revived, they gave me an XL to drink, and they asked me how many people in the boat. I said 3, and the guys them circled the area for a couple of hours, and them I find nobody didn't float up or anything. So they abandoned the search. They carried me to Unity, where they gave me money to catch a bus to come down to the East Bank. I went straight to Noble House and I reported the matter to Mr. Luti. He is the wharf supervisor, right? He called his superior, Mr. Richard Joda, and Mr. Richard Joda informed the chief security, who's Mr. Winston Court, to take me to the Marine at the back of Rumfell, where I gave a report. I talked to 2 other guys. I don't know what they sound like they're in high authority, but I didn't see the via telephone conversation. Right from there, I gave my statement and so on. It took me to Woodlands Hospital, where I did an X-ray. They find salt water was in my lungs. I took saline and further medication. From there, I left the hospital well after 11, going on to 12. I stopped at Magnum. There was the first guy living, that's Mrs. Sam. And I informed his family why he's coming to Agricola. They got a street is called Sherry Bergang Road. I'm going around there to inform the Damon's family. Same time they was coming out with a car. And they took me back by them, and I started relating the story, and it was very, very hostile. Them and the Barton family, they was very hostile. Anyway, I ended up telling them what happened, and I walk away, right? And the morning I receive a call from Mr. Court that I must wait where side I live in, that's 36 Public Road, Agricola, that they will come and pick me up at 8:30 to take me back to the Marine. But prior to that, the families go and get a police van and they arrest me. The allegation was that one of them said that her father was murdered on sea and I was on the boat. So they took me to Rumfell. They put the allegation to me and they booked me for alleged murder. Right? Anyway.
This was the day after the Sunday?
Yeah, that happened Sunday the 20th. Right? Where I remain in custody until Tuesday, which during the time I gave statements to Rumfell Police Station. I gave statement to Providence Police Station. I went to see a board of inquiry on the 22nd, that's Tuesday. And I was released Tuesday afternoon, just after 5. Right? And since then, every day, I got a report to the station and so on and so forth. I had to go to CID headquarters yesterday around minutes to 2. 2 Marine police officers come on a motorbike and tell me I have to go to Marot, that's at Kingston, to see the minister. I went there yesterday afternoon and he told me that he was under pressure and he need answers. Mr. Mosley, I could only tell him what took place.
Which minister was this?
Mr. Edghill.
Mr. Edghill.
Yeah.
What did he tell you?
He said he's under pressure and he need answers. Right? I told him what took place. He asked me the question, but 3 times, what took place, what. Tell him the truth, and it's the truth I'm speaking all the time, Mr. Mosley. I could only tell him what took place, right? Then he asked me if, when they carry me back with the search team, why I couldn't find the location where the boat sank. I said, Mr. Minister, I wasn't back on sea. Thus, when he started making inquiries, because he said he received information from the Marine and Noble House Seafoods that I was there to take the search team to the location. right? Then he started making inquiries and he realized it was false, right?
So you never went back on scene
No,
after the incident?
no, Mr. Mosley, never go back.
Yep, that is Mr. Vincent Dazzle for you with his account in person of what went down. But as one of the family members was telling us from the podcast insert before that, they would have engaged Mr. Dazzle as he was heading to them the very night when they discovered that the boat was missing with their loved ones. And this is what they said, Mr. Dazzle told them. So take a quick listen, and then we come back with some of what Juan Edgel responded to Mr. Dazzle on that account with.
His words were, my husband wake them around 6 something in the morning. Told him to go and check the back of the boat, see what is going on there. Said when he go, I saw was covered in water, engine room was covered in water, and the back ladder was all covered in water. And I told everybody, put on the life jacket. And my husband told him to cut down the lifeboat. Then he go on to say, he and my husband was in the lifeboat. My husband came out of the lifeboat and go back. I don't know how he could go back into a stinking boat, back into a boat for his phone. Anyway.
What was he going back into the boat for, according to Dazzle?
Yes, for his phone, because he said he got a call, make a call to Gary. Right now, and as soon as he go into the boat, his boat flipped over and went down. And his words was, these men dead now. These men dead. We asked him, how you sure they're dead? You cannot sure about that. We asked him how he survived. Now listen to this. He claimed that he said he was in this lifeboat. How he drink up water now this is salt. What you're talking about? How is a small fishing boat come to his rescue? When the people like him up, he said how half his body was already paralyzed. When the people collect him in the boat, he get blackout. Claim how they look like said an hour. I was based on any person said like 3 hours. Anyhow, they're looking around and they see nothing for this boat come up. Nobody know nothing. The men them told him in this state they're gonna do all their work and then they gonna carry he in. Now you just save a man. You supposed to just save a man. You gonna do out your work anyway. When they reach him the night, this thing happened morning. They brought him in the night.
Hold on.
Give him a stitch.
Constable, hold on for me. Just go over the part where he said he had to finish out his work.
Yes, he said the fishermen told him that I gotta finish out the work. I gotta come out here for work. They gotta finish it.
Where is this? Finish out the work where?
On sea, like fishing in.
So you tell me a boat just went down with 2 men, according to him. Right, with 3 men. He's the lone survivor. He is rescued somehow, and somebody tell he got to finish all the work before they report that.
Take him in. Yes. Now when they took him in the night, they gave him a passage. Now think of this guy with water in his lungs. He drink up a lot of water. He very with water. They gave him a passage, and he passed. And he had to pass each and every one of us to go to Noble House. We passed all of us to go to Noble House. When we saw him tonight, I thought we were going to the police station. When we saw him, his work, he just come from the hospital. How Noble House would take him and carry him to Woodlands Hospital. Now, in a situation like this, they're supposed to take him to public. Why Woodlands? Anyway, words, we said, where is your medical? This guy didn't have any medical or anything. He didn't appear to be traumatized or anything. A guy even trying to tell him, you're lying. He know he's worked with the captain because this guy was one of the guy was supposed to go to field trials, but he wasn't feeling well, so he didn't get to. The guy told him, the guy said, "You're lying. What you do with those men?" The guy said, "I'm ready to fight the guy." Imagine in that state, he ready to fight.
Wow. Wow. Claudine, is this the same information you have as to how the events unfolded? And by the way, for those hundreds of you who are listening to us today from all around the world, for the information that we have, and Claudine and Constable, you all can perhaps give even more accurate information. This was just off of the. Yep. So, guys, you heard from, again, these are some of the relatives of the missing fisherman, Ponson Damon, Mrs. Ponson Damon. She is the wife of the captain of the vessel, Harold Damon. And then we had the daughter of Ronald Burton, Claudine Welsh, who also spoke with our podcast yesterday. But you heard Mr. Dazzle say that he was interviewed, but he was locked up by the police. He was interviewed by them, interviewed by CID, interviewed by Marad, and then the minister thought that perhaps they had all missed something that he could perhaps extract from Mr. Dazzle, and the minister, in Dazzle's words, interrogated him.
That's what happened.
That's what he said. Mr. Dazzle interrogated him. Well, the minister gave a response to that to Newsroom, of which we have some of that footage.
Which he confirmed.
Interesting. Very interesting.
I had a meeting with Mr. Dazzle to get any information from him that may have not been captured to be able to help with the search and rescue operation. I have seen the news story, and that will make me very concerned that probably Mr. Dazzle has something to hide. And my only concern is ensuring that we have done everything within our power to either find or recover. And if that is being interpreted as
Wow.
Yep. And you heard Minister Edgell himself saying that he felt that there might have been something that wasn't captured by Marad, something that wasn't captured by the Ghana Police Force, something that wasn't captured by CID, the Agricultural Police Station that held him and I think charged him, as he said, for alleged murder, something that might not have been captured by all of those enforcement entities that the minister felt he could extract. He said, something I felt might not have been captured and I wanted to capture it.
But everything is very bizarre because even the fact that the man there, Mr. Dazzle, was held, he said, for basically on suspicion of murder. How do you hold someone like that? There hasn't been at any point in time a discovery of a body or anything like that, but you're holding somebody for murder. Like, a lot of things doesn't add up when it comes to the fact that the minister think that it was necessary for him to intervene. This is an issue that there's an issue that we've been talking about time and time again. The experts are there, the professional bodies are there in place to do their job, and at the level of a minister, that minister needs to be briefed by the expert, and at no point in time should there be contact.
Himself.
Exactly. Questioning on a matter.
Interrogating in Dazzle's words.
And that those things cause major concerns, and most definitely it is most disturbing to hear that experience happened altogether. I mean, we are listening to the stories. I'm following the comments that's going up as the story goes along, and everyone have their views on who is telling the truth and what makes sense and what doesn't. But I must say that one big missing aspect of everything is the fact that we're not really hearing anything from Noble House at all. And that may be able to bring clarity to the entire situation. Because we're hearing from the families, and the families basically they weren't there. So they're just basically speaking to what their recollection of what was told to them and so on. And then we're hearing from the exclusive interview done by Gordon Mosley with Mr. Dazzle. We're hearing of what his account of what transpired. I believe that there was some acceptance or admittance that a distress call did come in to Noble House, and I stand to be corrected on that because the Noble House, their comments are not clear altogether, and it's missing. It is missing in action.
Yeah.
But with all that is going on there, we could be reminded, I think what it was Newsroom that actually carried the article that says the company did not report the distress of the sunken fishing vessel. All right. So that was what Marad was basically saying. I think our understanding, if I'm to quote directly from that article, it's saying our understanding is that there was no information passed on to the lighthouse or Marad, which is the Maritime Administration. So it was approximately 24 hours before there were any official knowledge of the incident.
Wow.
That is what Ben was telling members of the media when that press conference was held. So there you have the individual, Mr. Dazzle, saying that a distress call was made from the boat, that the boat was going down. And there is a report that is being given by Myra, and me reported by Ben, that there was no information that was passed on to Marad about that. So there is this time lag, this length of time that there was no one out there from the official maritime body that is giving aid and assistance to actually to saving lives, basically.
Interesting.
So
Very
the
interesting.
story is completely
Very
bizarre.
interesting.
It's all over.
Yep. And that's the big issue for today, folks. Of course, you won't get a conclusion here. This story is still developing. We're still learning more. As with each passing hours, we're going to continue to keep you guys posted, whether it's in our podcast at 12 today. Again, we have another interesting story we're following. You won't want to miss our podcast today, or whether we give you guys an update later on in the evening in the ring, folks. But we're going to keep you guys posted on this story, or we may also post an update on our website, Credible Sources, so stay tuned to that as well. You're going to want to join our podcast today, folks. You're going to want to join that. That being said, we're heading into the weekend. We are heading into the weekend, Jarita.
Yeah, well, we're heading into the weekend, but I know some folks, and there's a story that I need to bring to your attention out there, because last night there was an incident that took place in Alberton. There was 3rd Street, Alberton, in which a brother killed his brother, an older brother killed his younger brother, and it has been reported that he stabbed his brother, and the guy died, resulting in it. So the name of his brother is dead. We have Moses Anthony, I think aged 25 years old, and he was killed by his brother Richard Anthony, according to the information that we are receiving this morning. It's the most disturbing, a mother having to go home. I believe she works as a security guard, one of the reports are saying, and that has to go home to actually be told that your elder son killed his younger brother. So most disturbing story out there. And last evening also, we continue to speak about the road fatalities and the carnage on the roadways. Last evening there was another accident. Thankfully no one lost their lives, according to the reports that's circulating. A Route 50 minibus and a car were involved in an accident along the east coast of the Emerald Public Road. And again, we caution persons to make sure that you go out there, be careful, or use the road with caution. Avoid accidents, avoid the loss of human life altogether. But to end on a more positive note, there is a bit of good news that we like to share with you this morning. We have the GCC hockey ladies. They're headed for Canada for this Big Apple Championship.
Nice.
Altogether.
Nice.
So
nice.
There we have it, the GCC hockey, the ladies team is heading out there, and we wish you ladies all the best in that tournament altogether, that championship altogether, and make sure that you do your part, and we'll be here cheering you on. And like we said, we like to support and encourage young people to do their part in sports, especially.
Yeah. That's our time.
That's our time for this morning. Guys, we're just touching the surface of the story with the missing fishermen and Noble House altogether. We will be sure to bring you more information as it unfolds, and make sure that I'll just encourage persons out there. Everyone have their opinions, but we let us just wait until we get all the pieces together before we get to our own conclusions in our heads.
Yeah, and as you guys go, share the program. I was going to share the podcast. Share the program. Smash that emoji button for us, guys, so that others can get the valid and credible information. Good to have you guys here. Simone Williams, Beatrice, Selby, Penelope Howard, Diane Gribbs-Andy, Leslyn Charles, and all you other fantastic folks. Sandra Holder, we see you as well. You and all the other folks watching us from around the world, guys. Have a fantastic weekend.
Have a great weekend. Be back at 12 podcast and then 8 p.m. in a ring.
Yeah. See you guys soon.
Have a good day.